Now then, despite numerous campaigns aimed at changing attitudes, many people living with disabilities say they are still forced to deal with almost daily ridicule and victimisation. Beccy Oughton, who lives near Lancaster, says she was once even accused of faking the condition that's left her in a wheelchair.
Well, Beccy's now fighting back against just that kind of discrimination. She's heading up a new national campaign aimed at making sure those who abuse people with disabilities are treated as criminals by the police. Mark Tattersall went to meet Beccy.
Beccy Oughton has needed a wheelchair most of her life, and for most of her life in Lancaster, she suffered terrible abuse because of it.
I have had experiences of, a lot of people calling me names, shouting names at me. I've been called cripple, spastic. I had one really bad experience where a young lady came up to me and she tried to pull me out of my wheelchair by my hair to try and prove that I actually could walk.
Diagnosed when she was just 16 with muscular dystrophy, Beccy's world changed forever. Reassessing everything was difficult as she wrestled with her condition.
I felt like the whole world was going to end, and I was convinced I was never going to be seen in a wheelchair. I would never ever leave the house again. You've always got it in the back of your mind, that people are staring at you. And also, people saying, oh, it's a shame, you could be so pretty if you weren't in that wheelchair. Why is it still okay to treat somebody with a disability differently?
Astonishingly, over 60% of disabled people have been abused as a result of their disability. Now Beccy's heading up a nationwide campaign with the police, treating this as hate crime.
If you've been, subject of antisocial behaviour, for example, in your own home, and you're being targeted because you've got a physical or a mental disability, what we're committed to as a constabulary is making sure that those incidents are stopped in the first instance, and as much protection is offered to those people as we can physically do.
Beccy says the day where she no longer worries about being abused is still a long way off. Until then, she'll have to rely on the police to take action and deal with the name-calling in her own private way. Mark Tattersall, Granada reports, Lancaster.
Well done to you, Beccy.